Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As I promised to you guys that I want to explain about the principle of communication. As you know that we have 12 principles of communication. The first one is communication is a symbolic process. This symbol is can be means that any kind of nonverbal communication like gesture, like a picture or sign, any kind of code, for example, like written, or also the picture, as well as the how we act like nonverbal behavior. And the things that you have to know, that communication is uh, um, also a thing that human is creating the sign or the symbol, and we are use the symbol, and we also give the meaning of that symbol. So therefore there are a sentence that say human are the interpreting person, or the interpretation the interpreting human being, because we do creating the symbol, we use it, and we also give the meaning of that symbol. Therefore the symbol or sign has three characterized. The first one is because the symbol is actually has no meaning. The second, the meaning is given by the people itself. And the third is the meaning will be vary for each symbol. Okay, the second principle is everything of human behavior uh, have potentially uh, to be read as a communication. For example, like um, that we explained before, that every kind of our act, or every everything that we do as human, uh, people will can give the meaning of it, because every time we do, or we act, yeah, uh, people can interpret it. It means that we give the information to others. For example, like the example that I mentioned, whenever um, we have a kind of stare to the wall, kita melihat ke dinding, dan apa namanya, but somebody think that our eyes is get into him, and then he get anger to about because of that. It means that everything that we do, or everything that human use or wear, it's has potentially to be read as communication, because we send the information to others. The third principle is communication has content and relationship dimension. It's mean that uh, I'll give you illustration. That someday we have appointment with our supervisor, but then we forget to tell him that we have any other schedule. So at that time he might be say that I will leave, yeah, I will leave, um, and we have no any meeting like that. uh, those sentence can be seen as two kind of dimensioned, two meaning. two dimension of meaning. The first one is the content itself. The content's dimension, it's kind of the real meaning that has in the sentence, yeah. The real meaning. For example, he said, "I will live." So the content dimensions means that ya dia benar-benar akan pergi gitu, karena seperti denotative meaning that I will go means that he will go. But the second dimension is relationship dimension. It's mean that by his sentence that is living or he will live, it's indicate that there is anger something with us because we are his junior or we are his staff. So it's also kind of how to say instruction sentence that there will be no more meeting because he will leave, like that. Jadi seperti ada makna hubungan yang terikat antara atasan dan bawahan, bahwa dia akan pergi dan tidak akan ada meeting lagi gitu. Jadi ada dimensi hubungan di situ yang dijelaskan dari ucapannya. Okay. The fourth principle is about communication is occurs in any degree of intention. It can be gained from the unintentional purposes or also the intention with the purpose. For example, like the one that I mentioned before for the second principle, that our behavior also can be interpreted as communication, because whenever we have no intention communication, like we only do stare to the wall, but somehow the people also give the meaning of our behavior, then it can be said that it communication. So that is the example of the unintentional communication. That the for the intentional communication that has purpose, you can say that it's for example, the president or the legislative, yeah, who do the campaign, like that, then he do the campaign. So the campaign itself, the content itself, it's made or created by the purpose. So it has the real and really high intention of communication on that behavior or occasion. So we can say that communication has to kind of potential from the unintentional to the intentional with the purpose, yeah. You can also see in our daily life, because many example that we can read in our daily life uh, about this principle. The fifth principle is communication occur in the context of space and time. The meaning of the context of space, we can say that it is about the condition or the situation or the space that communication occurs. For example, I told to you guys about our private life in the crowd area. So it will be inconvenient for us, so that our communication cannot be deep. But whenever I uh, speak to you about my personal life in the private area or we have the area, for example, in my room, then it might be have a kind of deep discussion. The space also will affect us into our communication. It also uh, it also will be uh, will be like, for example, with weather, with climates, yeah. uh, if we have like a cold weather, then the people will wear like a thick uh, clothes, yeah. It's also how to say, explain to us that they are in the cold situation, right? Like that. And whenever you see the people in the tropical area, the people will always wearing a cotton clothes or the thin clothes, yeah, because the weather is different. It also means about it also can be read as in communication as well. um, it's The other thing is also about time context, yeah. So the time is about whenever the communication occurs, or begin or happen, yeah. So it might be in the morning, in the early morning, in the night, or whenever it's kind of a special occasion. For example, like um, we have guests that actually they also come to our house whenever it in Eid Mubarak, yeah. But then they come suddenly in the weekdays, the common days. So it in our thing, that we perceive that there is something special about their visit to our home, because uh, it's not the Eid Mubarak. So we can read the communication that happen with the time. It also can be read whenever you guys have a telephone, or your mother uh, 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 have they call you guys in the early morning. We also think that uh, something happened, or something urgent happened to you or to your family. So we can predict, we can uh, give the meaning about the communication, and also the communication will be affected by the space and time. That's all for the first chapter about communication principle, and I will see in the next chapter or part, because I will divide it into two videos. See you and thank you.